Good morning, everyone. So, you ever do live stream? Then you have that experience where, especially I'm using Zoom to live stream because I need to be able to share my screen with you when I'm doing the presentation. So every time I go live stream on Zoom and stream that to Facebook, there's a lagging time. So a lot of time you'll see me like, am I live? Am I live? And you'll notice that some people actually is, are we live? Yes, you are. You are live. So I am live today, and this is my day 2 of how not to blank your family. So if you missed the first episode, I highly recommend you go back to my post yesterday. It's the beginning of a 7-day series where I will be sharing the energy leadership and what this energy leadership means. So today is day 2 of the energy leadership. And for those of you who's joining me for the first time, I'm Michelle. I'm an energy leadership index master practitioner and also a certified life coach and also a pharmacist. So today I would like to move on and sharing and building the foundation of the energy leadership. So I didn't develop this concept. This is not coming from me. This is entirely coming from Bruce Schneider, the founder of iPad Coaching. And if you're interested, please go visit their website at ipadcoaching.com. Everything that I share with you here is everything that I have learned and got trained on as a coach. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen today with you. And we have a really exciting, so let me just go back a little bit actually. So the whole reason why I started this is because I've noticed that there's a lot of negativity and positivity going around, and we have two extreme, right? We have people hanging out on the positive side, and we also have people hanging out on the negative side. So my intention with this is to bring something to you so that you can listen to this concept. Maybe you'll find some value behind it, and if you'd like to speak more about it, I'm definitely available, and I do free consultation all the time. So you're definitely welcome to book a session with me, and we can get on the phone and I can share more in depth in terms of what this energy leadership is. But if you like to just watch and learn, this is great, and you can always go back and watch the replay. So if you're joining me for the first time, feel free to make a comment. Let me know where you're coming from and how you're doing in the time of the year like this. And just let me know where you're from. So let me go ahead and share my screen. So this is my presentation today. And as you can see, I put eggs because this morning I was having my breakfast and I was looking at the eggs that I typically use. I eat 3 eggs a day. So those of you who know me knows that I'm really into working out and keeping my body in shape. I do have to keep moving. So one of the thing that I enjoy is eggs. And for recently, I have a lot of trouble finding eggs. So I kind of have to allocate, and I have to portion. I learned how to portion my eggs. Like I can only have 1 egg per day now. I have to cut it down. So today's topic is building the foundation of the energy leadership. This is a topic that I'm really excited about, and this is something that I offer to my client all the time. So I wanted to be able to share this to you for, while that we're here. So I want you to take a moment and just kind of give yourself a rating, like looking at what you're feeling today, this morning. Where would you rate your energy? And that's a funny picture because I find that really hilarious, straight out of toilet paper. And some of us may be at that point where we're probably running out of toilet paper. I remember yesterday I was connecting with someone on LinkedIn, and this friend, he is in San Francisco, and they were in lockdown for a long time. And so they were in a, much longer duration than we are here in Southern California. And I remember he was saying, well, toilet paper right now is something that's very valuable, very scarce. It's a scarcity, and it's essential thing. So he was wondering like if anybody have any leads in terms of where he can find toilet paper. But if you have any leads, put that in the comment. I will share that with him. But what I have suggested is maybe do a crowdfunding on toilet paper. I know this sounds really funny, but maybe do a crowdfunding on toilet paper because perhaps you have some extra roll that you're not going to use. You might be willing to donate. So that's somehow find a solution together by collecting all these toilet paper and maybe redistribute evenly to the people who are in need. And there are actually resources out there. I'm going to look for it and then I will put it in the comments so that those of you who do need the resources will have a way to find those resources. But anyway, go back to the energy. On a scale of 0 to 10, how much energy would you rate yourself today? Like for me, I think I would rate myself at an 8. So an 8 looks like, I'm excited, I got this, I wanted to do this, and I wanted to get my day started. So today I'm actually going to be staffing for my hospital job, but I'll be working from home. So I will be doing remote order entry for my hospital. So I'm really excited about that, because I've never done, staying at home rather than being at work. So in a moment, I'm going to go and clock in. My shift doesn't start till later. So on a scale of 0 to 10, how much energy would you rate yourself today? Like mine was an 8. Where are you? So you can go ahead and put that in the comment. I would love to hear where you are. And I see people making comments on here. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much. So what is energy? And we talk about energy a lot, and most people relate the energy to, it's kind of like energy healing. You're talking about like maybe setting up a dark room and you go in there and it's kind of woo type of connotation to it. So energy, as a scientist would say, that is the force and emotion, a force or emotion that have the ability to move something to work. So Einstein said, everything is energy. Everything that you touch, you are the energy. So that's from a scientific perspective. From a husband's perspective, and men, if you're watching this, I want you to listen very carefully, because when you go into a room to someone, a husband, the energy means that when I enter to a room, when I get off from work, and when I walked into to my home, my wife actually gave me a dirty look after dinner because I didn't take out the trash. So you feel that energy coming off from your wife. That's energy. Wife. This may be the energy. Energy means when this is all over, I am going to need another vacation to recuperate from this. So you know that you need to recuperate from that energy, and that is energy. Now, as a boss or someone who's leading, a leader, energy is that I don't have to keep micromanaging these people. That's the energy that people are feeling. I don't want to keep micromanaging these people. And as an employee, you might feel the opposite. Oh man, that boss is really intimidating. I don't want to work there. There's nothing really concrete that had happened, but immediately you pick up that energy. And that is the energy that I am referring to here. So what's leadership? And I just wanted to remind everyone, I welcome you. Your friendship is very valuable to me. So when you do decide to make a comment about certain things that I post, I want you to keep in mind, put yourself into another person's shoes on the things that you comment. Please, please, please be courteous of each other, be respectful of what you put down. So if I do find your comments to encourage separation, I will not hesitate to take it down. But let's go back to, I wanted to make that clear. That is my number one rule. So going back to the leadership. Leadership is an interaction where a blank occurs. You notice how I love the blanks. So I oftentimes, I think that will give people an opportunity to kind of think about what does it mean for them. So if you were to think about leadership, leadership is an interaction where blank occur. What would you put in that blank? So go ahead, put that in a comment and share that with me. So to me, what goes into the blank are a couple of things. So to me, leadership is an interaction where action would occur. Leadership is an interaction where change would occur. Leadership is an interaction where inspiration would occur. Leadership is also an interaction where innovation would occur. And one of my my personal example of leadership is, on that day, and I spoke about this on a couple of podcast interviews. On the day that I was, before I entered to the Machu Picchu site, I was, at the moment I entered the entrance, and there's a lot of people, a lot of visitors, and most of them are like in their 30s, 30 to 60s, and they got up there and they were all resting because it was a last stop before heading further into the Machu Picchu site. So everyone was just sitting there, and the moment I walked in, everyone stood up and they were all clapping. And it was that moment that I realized what leadership means for me. And that leadership is an interaction where inspiration occurs. So I love the word inspiration, to be able to inspire someone. Now, if you think about your wife or your husband or someone that you have in mind, maybe they're in the angry wife club. I don't know. But if you think about that person who's pointing at stuff and asking you to do things, you can think of that person as a leader. No matter whether it's positive, whether it's negative, that person is leading you to change, or to someone to change. So perhaps let's use the example of a wife. Your wife is walking in, there's your dirty socks, and your wife somehow leads you to pick up that socks and put it into the dirty laundry. So that in itself is a leadership. We may not like that leadership, but that in itself is a leadership, that leading to change. So leadership, again, is the influence that can be positive, can be negative, it can be very focused, can be conscious or unintentional, and the result can really be either minimum or maximal. And again, one of my favorite words is inspirational. A leader can be motivated. They bring out the greatness of other people, and they're impactful, and they're leading by example. So personally, I consider myself as a leader. So, with this message, and I would hope that starting today, you would also see yourself as a leader. And the question is, how will you lead? I lead by example. I lead by inspiration. So think about how you will lead today. Now, where you can find this information? So like I said, you can definitely find it on my website, elevatelifecoaching.org, or you can go to the leadership website called elevatelifecoaching.org/energy leadership. And this is a book I highly recommend, Energy Leadership by Bruce Schneider. And it is available on Amazon. And I do have a free copy. So if you want it, let me know. So when you think about energy, there's two types of energy most of us understand, positive versus negative. But have you ever thought about, like, why are some people more positive than others? Or why don't we like to be negative? I mean, what's wrong with being negative, especially around this time of the situation right now? In energy leadership terms, there's two types of energy, catabolic versus anabolic. Catabolic is the energy that's very draining and it's destructive. Anabolic is something that's building us and very constructive. So if you remember the chart I have shown you yesterday, when you look at the energy self-perception chart, and if you don't have that information, I would suggest you go back to the slide yesterday, to the video yesterday that I had posted. Then you can see that the center, the lower level are the catabolic energy, and the higher level are considered as the anabolic energy. So where are you right now? I think it's really important for us to take a moment and sit down and just kind of give ourselves a little self assessment. Like, make a list of what your emotion and thoughts are today. What are you feeling? And are you leaning towards more positive, or are you leaning towards more negative right now? Where are you in your emotion, and where are you on your thinking? You're thinking more positive, you're thinking more negative. And the most important thing is, don't judge yourself. Don't judge. Right? You're having these emotions. That's okay. Just make a list of them and just be aware of them. And just notice what you're feeling right now, and share that in the comments, and or you can share that privately in a message with me. And tomorrow I'm going to give you a more tangible scale in terms of understanding where you are. And perhaps by understanding where you are, you have a better idea of what you want to choose and how you want to choose to react. So that's it for today. I'm Michelle, and make sure you continue to follow me and watch my video. And I will see you tomorrow.